Hello there, I'm NeroBax and welcome back to the Directorate of Bax Prime. So, last time we figured out that it's not a limit to how many things you can actually cause to abandon, which is kind of problematic. He's still savagely into peoples. We're not going to abduct anyone right now. We have bigger problems. But yeah, basically the plan has been to some degree foiled, which is not good. Currently we're building a, as you can see, colony ship in Bax Prime. Did I not start a colony ship here? Let's build a colony ship. And good old fanatic ones. So those two colony ships are going to serve a couple of purposes. I am tempted here to actually go on the surface and build a single synthetic. But I have no idea if I can. I might have to resettle a pop and then build a synthetic. I'm not actually sure how that works. Yeah, most likely. So I'm going to just have to build or set up synthetics on one of the new colonies. So it's perfectly fine. Now they have a 23k fleet still. Avatar class, Battle Cruiser. They have a huge amount of those, but I have no idea how actually powerful they will be. They don't really have too many good ship modifiers. Health-wise, 2,300 and 1,000 shields, 70 armor. How are bigger ship going? We have more health, we have less armor, we have twice the amount of shields, and to some degree more military power. But we only have 3 of them. In this fleet alone, they have 3, 6, 9, 12, 13, plus 19 destroyer-class escorts. So yeah, we definitely need to double or even triple the current size of our fleet. Doing this in this short time is going to be very, very hard, and that's one of the reasons why we're upgrading the spaceport here. And we're going to get it completely upgraded once I should upgrade this one too. I should make this one to just churn out destroyers actually. So let's go ahead and get the gas refinery, the navigator guild, and I guess the destroyer assembly yards, and we're going to use this one to just churn out destroyers. And the one in Kongsi here, we're going to use this one to just churn out cruisers, I assume. And Bax Prime is going to be used for battleships. So all in all, it should work out just fine. But we do need to get some things going to actually make that worthwhile. Pytharian Refinery and Fleet Academy. Let's just build a Fleet Academy. We'll ignore the refinery for now. We don't have room for it. And again, it's going to take time to actually build these things. So I have probably 2 years now to get my colonies back. And then 7 years to build up a fleet that can actually challenge my enemies. So it's going to take a while. Do we actually have a fleet attacking us? No, not yet. But they'll be doing that soon. Start destroying my things. So let's just negotiate a peace here, and as you can see, they need everything to actually accept. So let's just surrender. Worst possible outcome: we're defeated and humiliated, but we'll rise again. The overseer dies. We'll get a new election, and a new generation here could actually be good. But I'm tempted to try and elect Lena Wolf, because we'll have to see how we wanna. It's going to be difficult no matter what we do to actually handle the current scenario. So let's say we want to put regular people on here and here. So let's just go ahead with Percad and colonize with a synthetic. And again here, the reason why I'm colonizing with synthetics is that the sector management will not just wildly grow the planet. Not to my knowledge. We're not going to place them there, we're going to place them here. Wrong planet, I guess? No, it was Hamkad. What am I even doing? I'm drunk. Colonize with you guys. And last but not least, we're going to put one down in G, just for the time being. It's a pretty decent system. So let us place the last step right here. And again, I'm going to just put these under sectors. Just single planet sector for the time being. I can fix the sectors later on. It's not a big deal. We have no choice but to accept. Humiliated modifier will be added onto us for a while. But again, the humiliated modifier actually resets, it doesn't really matter. It's going to be there for 20 years anyways. So in theory, we could surrender just once more to give ourselves more time, but I don't know how effective that is actually going to be in reality. We'll have to see. For now, however, I'll go back to setting up my colonies again, and we'll see how this turns out in the long run. I'll be right back. We're making some progress. We've actually started finding the last aliens here. They start to show up. There's actually a large one here. We have a galactic collision, but luckily none of these are actually military empires. Now our fleet is getting closer to the 15,000 mark, which is good, but we're still kind of falling behind here. I decided that I really want synthetics for the final pieces, which is a problem. We got the stabilizers, which is kind of helpful, but since I wanted to get, as I said, the let's just get those lancers. Since I wanted to get synthetics for Lost Planet, it actually took a while to orchestrate, which is kind of a problem, because in 99 is when we'll end up in war again, and I'm confident we're actually going to fight this time, for sure. And I'm going to build up, just in case, 7 colony ships, just to be safe. It's going to cost me 1,750, basically a battleship, and it's going to cost me quite a lot of energy credits. But let's look at it this way: if we lose, we have our way out. If we win, I can just dismantle them. It's not really a big problem. It's just a tiny sacrifice of some minerals in order to make sure, once and for all, that we either pull it off or not. So, yeah, we keep on finding people right now. I think this is finally the time when we finish out the last piece of the galaxy. But most of these guys are small, so that's probably why we didn't find them. A synthetic work detail on Almatab was recently discovered to have been diverting building materials to construct some sort of small unarmed spacecraft in an abandoned hangar. The vessel was half finished when it was found. All the synths involved in its construction were immediately dismantled so that memory cores could be thoroughly analyzed, but they appeared to have self-blinded just before the units went offline. Something the manufacturer assures us should be impossible. So we have some problems here. I believe our synths are getting pissy because I don't have the artificial intelligence. They're set to servitude. We can basically outlaw them, dismantle all of them, or we can give them citizen rights for the time being. And I guess that works. Worst case scenario is that we will then just go outlawed if they actually turn to be a problem in the future. But I don't think that will be necessary. Let's see here. The synthetic pop is rather happy, albeit they don't like the humiliated. All the fight leadership is for
construction complete.
Leader species only. But I guess it can accept that to some degree. So the thing what I'm actually doing right now is just building some destroyers. I'm going to build some cruisers too, but I just need some fodder for my fleet. And that's basically what destroyers are going to be. I'm going to add 4 destroyers to this fleet. And currently it's 14 attached class corvettes. We'll have 15 destroyers. We'll get some more carriers. And I have some different types of battleships here. Now this one is kind of interesting. And let's see, it's this one. Because I've added a shield to it that affects an hostile ship minus 25% hit points. Now I'm probably going to build some more interesting ships in the future. Now the snake class doesn't no longer actually have anything of interest on it in terms of this, but the shield dampener class does, and we're probably going to make one for fire rate, which we actually researched. So I should probably just build one of those ships right away. Sector limit, leader capacity, or some more borders. We want some more borders, definitely. So I'm just going to focus on that. Do we have a colony ship done? We do. Let's send that to Terranova. Colonize with synths, as we have. That has become the norm. And once the final colony ship is done, we'll start constructing some second... You know, we're going to wait actually. We can wait until the war starts before we start constructing some...
Construction complete.
Oh, a year before the war should start, before we construct the colony ships. Should be perfectly fine. I did send them here, so let us go ahead and colonize. Let's just make sure we get the right ones. Yeah, these guys. There we go. Now we'll have everything colonized, which is good. And I'll just save up some cash here, because I will probably not build any more destroyers. We need some cruisers, if anything, to add to our fleet. And as I said, this fleet will try and tackle one of the I should set anything that isn't a military ship to start with something else.
Research
But as I
complete.
said, we're going to keep on researching, finding good things that we can use. And leadership androids allowed. That tech is not something I want right now, not at all. Explosive weapon attack speed, we can get that. It's decent. It's better than our other choices at the moment. So I'm just going to build up. As you can see, we're working the cruiser assembly yards, which is going to make cruisers cheaper to build and take less time. So that's good. So for now, we're just going to let that complete, and then we're going to build some cruisers and potentially another battleship to add to the fleet. Crackdown. While it cannot be denied that the intoxicating effects of Almatep's atmosphere are enjoyable, and even helpful in some cases, there is pressure from more conservative parts of the Directorate Bax Prime to crack down on possibly addictive gases. We can shut it down, which apparently is hallucinogen removal. Now, Almateba is here if I remember correctly. Nope. It's in one of these places. I'll just see what it is before we remove it. That's spring. Langtong is actually in G. Yeah, it actually is, my bad. So let's see what the planet. Plus 10 to happiness, plus 10 to society output, and minus or plus 10% to ethics divergence. Let's face it, it's just a synth here. So we can leave it as is for now and see what happens. But as I said, I'm going to allow time to pass again. We're going to just play it very passively and see what we can do with the Fallen Empire. Hello there, welcome back. It's been going quite a while on the outside world because as you can see I'm going on fast. It takes about, well, it goes a little bit quicker than a day a second. Which still takes a damn long time though. We've gotten some text done. We got another board text, we're working on core plan now. Crusader we're working on for a while. I have no idea where this guy come from. And I'm very tempted to just get rid of him altogether. But he has spark of genius. So he's a good researcher, we're going to keep him solely because of that. We also got some explosive rockets done. Currently our fleet is 18,605 power strong. And I'm going to add 2 more battleships to it, making the total count of battleships 8. And then we're going to build cruisers until the attack actually comes. Now we have 2 more years until it can declare war. So see, 2 years and a couple of months. So I have time to build this one. And 1 more battleship, and then we'll actually end up in war. So, yeah. Can't really build more than that. I'll probably end up at about 21k, which hopefully will be enough. My ships do have some interesting things added on them. Basically, the different classes are different things. I do have this neck class. Did originally have this on it, but no longer. I have 1 ship with the quantum stabilizer, fire at -15 on hostile ships. I also have this thing, shield hit points -25%, and multi-shield regeneration -5%. I have another ship with this, multi-shield regeneration +20%. So basically these are going to be 3 very important ships. But I also have like Jella Strikecraft or Amoeba Strikecraft, which is actually pretty damn good. So I'll be using them as well, if possible. And we'll just have to see how this battle will go. The negative is of course that they have short range, but we'll give it a go, see how it goes. If we lose this battle, then we'll just have to spend another 20 years building up again, which I might actually call it quits, because again this it was a funny little test game. I learned a lot, but it's currently slowed down to crawl. But I might do the exact same thing I've been doing, just with half a size galaxy, because apparently 1,000 with the ring became a little bit too much for me. We've been moving some special projects that, sorry, no, some implants, special projects that has been causing some problems. But other than that, we haven't really done much. So I'll go back into hibernation until the war. We're starting to close in on the next war. We got some research done, kinetic artillery, which is an upgrade. We could go for kinetic weapon attack speed, and out of these choices I think that's actually decent. The flagella we already have is actually better than these fighters, so let's just go for attack speed. And we could go for another increase in border range, and let's just do that. Soon I don't really need any colonies at all. I'll take over the entire world with 1. But after this done, it came in at 22,500. So we are same size, according to this, as the enemy, one of the enemy fleets. So it's going to be very interesting to see how we actually fare against them, though. On the other side, I have started the construction of. We finished one colony ship. These 4 constructions are also colony ships. 4 of them are synths. 2 of them are going to be regular people, if you will. And the goal of these colony ships are simply to, if everything goes to hell, use them to recolonize the province that we will be losing. I have a colony ship here, and I should have a couple of another synth colony ship here and here. So again, I can easily retake what I lose to some degree. I just need to build another synth colony ship, and then we're basically back in business. So I should be able to rebuild my fleet rather quickly in theory, but it depends to see if it's actually only a theory or not. So we'll be moving our fleet out now, because we are going to prepare for battles.
Complete.
And the thing is, I'm going to try and jump straight to the Beacon of Stability and see if I can just drag out one of their fleets first and foremost. So I'm actually going to be the one to declare war here, I think, on the next month. So I'll just skip until then. There we go, we may now declare war, and we will do so. The goal here will be for them to cede everything that... You know what, let's just make it this interesting. We're just going to focus on the Beacon of Stability first. It'll cut them in half, just land-wise. And I can potentially use that to see how the ring will actually work out. So let's just confirm that. Let's see what their demands. Haven't set anything up yet. So, okay, so if I surrender... Oh, they haven't set any demands yet. I can't surrender yet. So let us take this fleet and warp straight to the Beacon of Stability and see if they send any fleets in to try and stop us. This is going to be a very, well, the most interesting part of this. And I'm going to wait this time to build the last fleet until I figure out what's going on. So let's just see what happens here, if they do anything of any sort. And it's still abandoned the 7 planets. So if this goes badly, I should just start building a colony fleet. Did my military fleet have to do a double jump? Oh, I'm in the wrong place, that's why. 5th attack swarm, where are you guys going? Entering orbit of Eden, moving mega system. I don't know if we can jump to the mega system in time though. That's a problem. That's the benefit they have with those jump drives of theirs. And they also do have a superior fleet, but we're going to give it a try and just see how it works out. They did have a smaller fleet that I should actually try and focus on first, but we'll see if we can challenge this one. They do have, again, a little bit of the upper hand, but it should be fine. This one is entering the orbit of Kongsi, so... You know what, let's actually go for that one. The thing here is that they have several fleets. They're going to destroy something. These guys are entering orbit of Eden, moving Mega System, and they're going to be attacking Eden. So they're most likely just going to destroy the starbase, but we can just surrender. What I want to do is, if I can catch that 6th attack swarm, and it's moving into my system, so I should be able to do that. If I can attack that and actually declare some, or cause some proper damage to it, we might still get out of this in one piece.
Under attack. Construction complete.
Let's see, where's the station under attack? They have a 30k stack going on our capital, a 18k stack there, and 23k stack there. Okay, so they're a bit more powerful than I imagined. It's gonna get problematic. I'm just going to have to focus down one stack at a time. Let's see if we can gain anything of
Station under
of
attack.
benefit.
Station under attack.
So yeah, I'm going to have to rebuild most likely my stations, which sucks because it's going to be extremely expensive. But with having that said, I want to just try and attack that 18k and see if we can actually do any decent damage to it with our current setup. The aura here is basically the offensive and defensive auras that I've set up. So we'll have to see how that works out. They're destroying my mining station, and they're going to actually shoot down the planetary station here also very easily. So I'm going to lose a couple of stations here just to test this out, which isn't good. I guess I also lost the colony ship that was being built in
Science ship
Kongsi.
under attack. Hostile fleet engaged.
See, I need to check that these guys actually are on the right stances. Would suck to lose a ship due to not having the right stance on things. Seems like they're all on the right stance. So we're going to try this battle out, see how it goes. We lost a corvette already. That's not a good start.
Construction complete.
So the corvettes are basically way too paper thin to actually be work. We did lose a ship though. We actually lost a Byzantium too, so we lost a colony ship as well.
Ship under attack.
This is already becoming a very costly affair.
Science ship under attack.
Let's take all of the science ships, colony ships and everything and just place them somewhere random, like up here. Now, my fleet has suffered some losses, but I mostly just... it just proved that the corvettes are basically completely bloody useless. And that these guys have some pretty strong shields on their things. We are causing some damage right now. Scientist was lost when the area was destroyed. This is bad.
Station under attack.
I'm actually causing some damage to the ships. And I mostly just lost my corvette contingent. So I guess destroyers will have to take the place of corvettes. Although my destroyers are getting eaten pretty rapidly too. Just cruisers and battleships then, which will be awkward as crap to handle. I have no idea if these guys actually have the resource to rebuild their ships if I manage to destroy them. Which is kind of what I'm going for. If I just manage to destroy this fleet, we're going to call it quits. I'm going to be losing a lot of things, as you can see, but still, it might be worth it just to gain a little bit of advanced tech. And that is basically the goal by doing this attack. I only have battleships left though, which is awkward. They have a bunch of escort ships. They are currently winning this battle, so let's just make peace before we lose the Hercules ship as well. Hopefully there will be some debris here to analyze, I can only hope. But yeah, this did not go as planned. Worst possible outcome, we defeated and humiliated but not broken. We need a new elector, our ruler died. And with this I need to just send out the... The thing is, every single one of my worlds lost their space force by the looks of things, so I need to rebuild those, which is why a prolonged war with these guys is not really acceptable. And it's going to take a while to just build up, and right now I've sitting for about an hour just recording these 20 minutes. So I think I'm going to do this again with just a smaller world, if you will. And then we can see how things happen then. But I think I got a debris field. At least I hope there was a debris field.
Research complete. Situation
yeah, this is the debris field here. Arrested development. It's a trait that doesn't actually give you any more, how should I put this? You don't gain any more from it, basically. Send the clusterman there to research that. Send the ship back to repair. But they has no work to repair because all our bloody things got destroyed. We have colony ships though. So let us colonize the southern worlds. Colonize this with synths. There we go. Let's colonize this with synths again. I only have synths. Apparently everything else I was trying to colonize with died. And colonize this again with synths. And then we're going to finally colonize this also with synths. And actually giving me most of my territory back, which should be making rebuilding a little bit easier. But I basically just want to see if what's in the debris field, and we're probably going to call it an end. So as you can see, the Fallen Empires are quite menacing and annoying to deal with. They are not something taken lightly. Now my ship composition probably has a shit composition. So I need to potentially look over them and see if there's a better way of setting things up, which there probably is. So I'll be looking on that later and try to figure out why things went as badly as they did. We could potentially try and build some military stations, see if that helps, but I don't think they will. Anyways, for now, we'll get the debris system checked out, and I'll call it an end after we've done that. Finally got some debris that's actually worth something. As you can see, we've got 10% project to tachyolances, 10% progress to predictive algorithms, 20% progress to neutronium materials, and 10% progress to plasma cannons. What this means is that we are to some degree getting close to tachyolances. We already started researching before this, but plasma cannons is probably the best plasma weapon, which is why we got so probably brutally murdered. Predictive algorithms is their guardian point defense, so it's a pretty good one, and they have the best material, so it's basically just fleet composition mostly. If I just had a tiny bit bigger fleet, I might have won that. So I might start another game, because again this one's slow to crawl, and continue there. We'll have to see. Thank you for watching, and I'll leave. It's an Iron Man. It'll stay if the game gets optimized a little better, so I can get a little bit quicker time going. We'll probably try this some more. See you next time. Bye.